What's up everybody, it's MoySauce from TheCivShow, and today Byzantium's First Look video just dropped, and we are going to take a look at it and come up with some initial strategies that you can use in the game on launch. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Basil II leads Byzantium in Sid Meier's Civilization 6.
I did already see this video, so it's not like a first reaction kind of thing.
Distinguished general and administrator, Basil reduced the power of the
Can't help myself, you know?
Filled the empire's treasury, and expanded its borders. Byzantium's unique ability is called Taxis. It gives units additional combat or religious strength for each holy city converted to Byzantium's religion. The ability helps
So basically, right away, right when you find a religion, you get +3 combat strength, just immediately, because your holy city is converted to your major religion, right? So immediately, Byzantium's, all their units, every single one of their units gets a +3 combat strength bonus against everyone else. Similar to Gran Colombia's +1 movement, the +3 is just available to everything. I mean, obviously, if you don't get a religion, then that sucks. But if you prioritize correctly, go astrology first, get the religion, you make sure you get the religion, then the +3 combat strength to every unit is so incredibly powerful.
Power this conversion by spreading Byzantium's religion whenever an enemy civilization or city-state unit is defeated. Taxis.
That's really good too. So they don't have to spread faith with just their apostles and missionaries. They can do it through their military. So so you can even convert a holy site by just killing all of the units around there. So you don't have to go there first with missionaries or apostles. Usually in multiplayer games, and especially on the TheCivShow, when you're spreading your faith with missionaries and apostles, that's a reason to go to war. And it's definitely like we've gone to war because of it 100% of the time. This, you can just prepare for war, go to war, and then kill a bunch of units, convert the city, and then your units are stronger, and then you keep killing their city. It pairs so well together. I love it. I love it so far.
Also lets cities with holy sites earn bonus great prophet points. Byzantium has 2 unique units.
So they ensure a religion. Okay, I didn't know that.
Offers additional range and receives additional combat strength against other units.
This additional range is a big deal. Now, I was in Bosteus' stream, and he was saying that like, oh, he doesn't really care about the drone, which I can respect. That's fine. He only cares about the Taxis ability. But this is actually really good because I cannot tell you the amount of times I've wanted to take a city with the help of quadrimes, but they only have 1 range, so I can only use 1 boat to shoot with it. Having the additional +1 range just allows you to surround that city with more boats and have more things attack the city. This is a big deal. Don't underestimate this thing.
The Tagma replaces the Knight and grants nearby land units additional combat or religious strength.
Wait. Let's go back. Did that have 60 strength versus 45? How did that happen? So it has 48 base strength, +3 from taxis, +5 from great general, +4 flanking. And then is it a crusader as well? Oh, oh no. Wow.
Byzantium's unique Hippodrome District replaces the entertainment complex, is cheaper to build, and provides additional amenities. When the Hippodrome and its buildings are constructed, they also grant a free heavy cavalry unit that does not cost maintenance.
That's the biggest deal, is that it doesn't cost maintenance. So from what I understand, this scales into the late game as well. So you can even get free tanks, like tanks that don't cost anything. When you buy the arena and you have tanks, you get a free tank, and you don't even have to worry about like the oil cost. And that's a huge deal. When you don't have to worry about getting oil, if you don't have oil in your empire, just build one of these things, and like you can still go to war. There's always an opportunity for Byzantines to go to war even without resources, and I really like that.
Basil's ability is called Porfirio Unitos.
Say
It
that
allows
5
heavy
times
and
fast.
light cavalry units to do full damage against cities following the same
I don't
religion
have to
as
comment on this.
Byzantium.
This is insane. Like, what?
Byzantium's focus is on an offensive, military, and religion-centered game, with abilities designed to create synergies between the two. If you want to pursue a religious victory, don't neglect your military, as your religion spreads to nearby cities when you defeat an enemy unit. Similarly, if you're aiming for a domination victory, prioritize converting holy cities in other civs to your religion,
Yeah.
as Byzantium's taxis ability will make those cities easier for you to conquer. You can't go back to Constantinople, so how will you lead Byzantium?
Okay, so here's what the abilities are. The leader ability, the heavy and light cavalry do full damage to cities following the same religion as Byzantium. Gain Tagma unit when Divine Right civic is discovered. So Divine Right also unlocks Monarchy. It's basically, at least for my playstyle, I always go Monarchy because it's the first tier 2 government that you unlock. And I get that first just so I can have the plus diplomatic points, plus I can just have additional cards in there just for the sake of having additional cards. I know that there's Theocracy and there's Merchant Republic, but I usually don't go those until later if I decide to do it later. But it seems like you want to go for Monarchy with the Byzantines because you want to go to war, so you want all of those military slots. So having Divine Right be the thing that unlocks this unique knight just meshes very well. You get the 3 policy cards for military, you get the unique unit, the knight that's better, and you unlock it earlier. That is incredible. It's really good. And since it's unlocked in the civics tree, you don't really have to build campuses early game. You can hold off on those campuses, focus on getting your culture up, build your monuments, stuff like that. Maybe your religion, you focus on culture with your religion as well. And then suddenly you have knights really, really, really early. The civilization ability, units receive +3 combat strength or religious strength for each holy city converted to Byzantium's religion. This is a really good ability because there's not a lot of things that increase the religious strength of religious units. So the only real way to counter this is to just have more of them, but then even then you might have your religious units die. Does that make sense? Basically, the only things you can do to increase your religious strength is to get Theocracy, get that economic card in there, or get the Apostle upgrade that gives +20 theological combat. So any ability that increases religious strength is really good if you're gonna go for that whole religion game, because then your apostles, like Byzantium's apostles, can kill every apostle in the game. So easy to say that Reliquaries is probably not very good for Byzantium. Byzantium's religion is spread to nearby cities when an enemy's civilization or city-state unit is defeated. City-state unit is defeated. That is a big deal. So you can go to war with a city-state and just kill it. If that city-state is near another civilization, suddenly you're spreading religion to that civilization without even having to go to war with them. And then +1 great profit points for cities with the Holy Site District. So this is to ensure Byzantium get a religion, because since all of their abilities really focus on having a religion, this is to ensure that they get a religion. So if you're playing Byzantium, make sure you go astrology first. Don't half-ass it. You need to get it. Research it first, and then you can get your mining, your animal husbandry, doesn't matter afterwards, but just get your astrology first. Find a natural wonder to try to get that boost as well. Build some scouts and go find a natural wonder and get astrology. The unique unit, the Tagma and the Droman. So the Tagma is the replacement knight. It also gives +4 combat strength or religious strength to units that are beside it. Again, having plus religious strength is really, really, really good. The +4 combat strength is also really good. You only need a couple of these probably in your army. However, they are very strong units. Knights are very strong units, and especially if you unlock them early, this is really good. One, does the Tagma's +4 combat strength apply to itself? If it doesn't, then if you have 2 of them, does it apply to each other? So there's like this one apply to +4 to this one, and then this one applies a +4 to this one. The Droman replaces the Quadrime. It has additional range and receives +10 combat strength. Oh my god, against other units. Oh, so maybe that doesn't apply to cities. But that whole tree, the whole ranged naval tree, you get plus combat strength to districts or to city walls. This is such a good unit, and I think this is a little bit underrated. I think people are underrating this unit. It's going to be very powerful. And then you have the unique district, the Hippodrome, I think it's pronounced Hippodrome, a district that replaces the entertainment district. It gives +3 amenities. Holy smokes. And it's cheaper to build. When the Hippodrome and its buildings are completed, receive 1 free heavy cavalry unit. This free unit does not require resources to create or maintain. Holy smoke. First of all, with the new amenity changes, +3 amenities is such a huge deal. And then also having it support your military by having free tanks, free knights, free whatever, free heavy cavalry. Holy crap, this is such an incredible building. Do you prioritize this over the encampment? I'm not sure, because the encampment at least gives consistent output, whereas this kind of gives that one-time bonus. But this is at least an easy way for you to ensure that you get tanks, you get cavalry, you get dronemen, it's a for sure way for you to get your heavy cavalry units. So the first thing you're going to want to get is probably astrology. Again, you really want to ensure that they get the religion. You want to ensure that you get the religious traits that you want. Now that I think about it, you should probably think about what religious traits you want. So I'm thinking as a follower belief, choral music will be really good, because again, you can get to your knight faster and get to divine right faster. An alternative solution would be Jesuit education, so that if you build your theater squares, you can purchase it with faith. Reliquaries was probably useless, because the only way to get these is either through void singers, but if you have secret societies off, then the only way to really get relics is for your apostles to get the upgrade and then die. But it seems like since the units are going to be stronger, I don't think a lot of apostles are going to die to a theological combat. So reliquaries doesn't seem like something that is very good for Byzantines. Work ethic, if you can pair it up with a good pantheon, let's say you're spawned in the desert for some reason, sure, but otherwise I think there's better options here. Work ethic's always really good. If you can get good adjacency bonuses, work ethic is always really, really good. But I do think choral music is the way to go for the follower belief. For the worship belief, let's see if there's anything that really stands out for the Byzantines. Meeting house might be really good, so that you can make sure you get plus production to build your military. The mosque might be okay, depending if you really want to go for the missionary and apostle route. The Dairy Myrrh, I'm a big fan of. If you can build these really early, these can really pile up your faith score. But I'm gonna say meeting house number 1, mosque number 2, and then Dairy Myrrh number 3. If alternatively synagogue is okay. The Wat, I like the Wat, but not in this particular case. I don't think they need that much science. I think that they can either raid for science, or they can just capture cities that have campuses, and that's how they can get their science. For the founder belief, I believe you should go for something that gives you plus whatever per following city or per followers. Reason being is that when you go to war and you start spreading your faith, you're going to have a lot of followers of your faith for every unit that you kill. So the +1 science for every 4 followers of this religion, really good. +2 gold for each city following this religion, really good. +2 faith, +3 gold, +1 culture. Like all of these are really strong. I would recommend basically any of those. Just depends on what kind of game you're looking for here. Maybe even get the plus science to kind of keep up with science. If you're not going to be building those campuses, if you're going to be building holy sites, you're going to be building encampments, and you're going to be building entertainment districts. So it might not be a lot of room for campuses, so you can go campuses there. Or alternatively, you can go for plus gold, because maybe you're going to opt out on one of them. You're either going to build campuses or you're going to build commercial hubs. So make up for whichever one you're not building. Enhancer beliefs, this one I feel like is a pretty obvious choice here. Go for crusade, +10 combat strength for foreign cities that follow this religion. You're going to want to be doing that anyway, so this is a no-brainer. Go for crusade. If for whatever reason you cannot get Crusade. Then Holy Order is not too bad. That's a pretty consistent one that people get. The cheaper the missionaries and our apostles are to purchase, the more that you can spread your faith, the more damage you can do, blah, 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 blah. For technologies, obviously you want to go for astrology first. Ensure that you get your religion. If you don't get a religion as Byzantines, you are going all downhill from there. You're not going to have a good time. From astrology, you can prioritize getting bronze working to get the encampment to make sure that you get your consistent output of units. Alternatively, you can also go for the civics tree and get to the entertainment complex. Again, consistent output. Encampments are probably the way to go, whereas this is kind of like a one-time bonus. It's a pretty good bonus though. And then the policy cards are always like given, it's always per situation. Obviously, you probably want to go for the one that gives you plus production for your naval units so that you can get dronemen out there if there's a lot of areas where you can attack from the water. You're going to want to be getting the plus production to cavalry units, since you want those cavalry units do full damage to city walls if that city is following your religion. So 100% you're going to want to be getting those. And then even maybe later on you might want to get like just anything that increases production. Maybe you even want to get the +1 horse and +1 iron to strategic input, just so that you can keep up with the amount of units that you are wanting to put out there. It's not a bad idea. And then the economic, diplomatic, and the wild cards, you can kind of just pick and choose whichever one feels right in the situation that you're in. Regardless of what you choose, as long as you get a religion, this is an incredibly powerful civilization. For those who don't play religion normally, I know a lot of people who never go religion. This is the time for you to go religion, because the people who don't go religion are always the people who want to go to war. But I do fully believe that the faith military is the meta. With Grandmaster Chapel, being able to purchase military units with faith is incredible, and it pairs up so well with the Byzantines. The fact that you can get the Crusade bonus is an incredible bonus as well. With that meta in mind, the Byzantines just fit so well into it that it's almost not fair. They seem like they're going to be up there with Gran Colombia and the S tier, but we'll find out. This is all in theory. In theory, Byzantine is S tier. In theory. So that's all the insight that I have on the Byzantine Empire. I do think they're going to be an incredible civilization, and I can't wait to try them on the Civ Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitch so you know that we are live at the Civ Show, twitch.tv/TheCivShow. We are live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, giving you the best civilization content between myself, Razing Zozo, and Nystagmus. And you better believe that we're going to be trying both Gaul and the Byzantines when they drop on September 24th. And we will know a little bit more about the Gaul later on in the week with their first look video. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below. What is your strategy with the Byzantines? Is it similar to mine? Is yours different? What policy cards would you pair it up with? What follower beliefs would you get for your religion? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next one.